Childhood obesity is a national epidemic. The number of children in America who are obese is on the rise. 1 in 3 children is overweight or obese. 1 in 5 children has abnormal cholesterol, and diabetes rates are expected to skyrocket if we don't stop it. With new studies showing obese children being twice as likely to die sooner, today I'm not only going to explain why I am for ending childhood obesity, but I will give you the resources and ideas you need to help me fight childhood obesity. So first, I'm going to pass out these are some fact sheets with some graphs and some charts, and I'm going to go over it, and this way you guys can follow along. As you can see here, as I said before, 1 in 3 children is obese. That is a huge number, and that's just in America. Now right here is a graph showing USA and all the other countries. Based on BMI, we are the heaviest country. This is people who have a BMI greater than 30. The USA is up here, and all these other countries are smaller. And this right here is a graph showing the rise of childhood obesity over the years. You can see 1974, it was way down here. And this is 2004. That's a staggering rise. I mean, it's huge. This right here is a chart that basically shows a child's body who is obese and all of the different areas of the body, all of the different complications that they will experience as they grow up. In their brain, they will have an increased chance of having a stroke. They will have hypertension. Internally, they'll get gallstones, liver fibrosis. They'll have flat feet and bone problems because of all the pressure. And then not to mention just their mental, they'll have low self-esteem, depression, their quality of life will be bad. So those are just a few things, and I've made copies for you of those charts and graphs, so you can go over it too. The American Academy of Pediatrics quotes the body mass index between 85th and 95th percentile of being obese. The body mass index is basically the ratio of your height to your weight. Statistics from Obesity.mov say that childhood obesity has tripled in the last 30 years. 3 out of every 4 children are not only obese, but they're overweight, which leads to obesity. 3 children out of all of these 4 are on a high-risk path to coronary artery disease because their arteries are already starting to harden at a young age. So they're going to experience heart attacks much sooner than most people would. Now let's talk about some of the causes of childhood obesity. According to CBSNews.com, most families just can't afford to buy healthy food. Unfortunately, the healthy options in the grocery store are much more expensive than the meat and the cheese and the chips and the fast food. At McDonald's, for example, a bottle of water and a salad costs almost twice as much as a quarter pounder with cheese, a large burger, and a large drink. It's ridiculous. And in most cities, there are 6 fast food restaurants and convenience stores for every 1 place that sells fresh produce. So a lot of cities, especially inner cities, they just don't have the access to fruits and vegetables, so they're forced to eat unhealthy diets just because of economic reasons. Dr. Neil Bernard points out to the Huffington Post that we eat 75 pounds more meat than we did 100 years ago and 30 pounds more cheese. So meat, cheese, and junk food are just fueling our children's diet. So they have no choice but to be on a path to obesity. Schools are another big problem. In most schools right now, the lunches that they serve children are not lunches that are good for them, but they rather serve them lunches that they think the kids are going to like. And also because of funding problems, a lot of schools are getting rid of physical education programs, which is dire to children being healthy. Also, kids aren't outside anymore. Nowadays, kids are in front of the TV, they play video games, they have Nintendos, they're on their cell phones, and it's just not as safe as a world as it used to be, so kids can't walk to school. They're not outside playing until dark like we were when we were children. So they're just not being physical. Now there are a few things that have happened in the last year, something very exciting. The First Lady, Michelle Obama, started a program called Let's Move. It's a national campaign. She's trying to stop childhood obesity within a generation. And it is a 5-pillar plan that she has set up. It's 1, creating a healthy start for children. 2, empowering parents and caregivers. 3, providing healthy foods in schools. 4, improving access to healthy, affordable foods. And 5, increasing physical activity, hence the Let's Move campaign slogan. Now, that's not the only resource for prevention. There are also many websites that are set up to help prevent childhood obesity. Aside from letsmove.gov, there is also childhoodobesityprevention.com, which lists a lot of statistics, and it gives you lots of alternatives for children, for eating, diet, for playing outside. There is healthysschoollunches.org, which actually goes into schools and helps them with marketing materials and fundraising ideas to raise money to instill a healthy lunch program in the school. Now, aside from those websites, physical exercise. We can prevent this if we just get our kids outside. You limit the amount of time that they sit in front of the TV and that they play video games, and you make them go spend the rest of the afternoon outside. You also could sign them up for after-school sports programs. Now, if you are on the extreme end of this problem and your child is already overweight, there are many camps across the country that are weight loss camps for children. But these camps don't only get your kids and put them on a diet and make them lose weight. They teach them a healthy lifestyle so that they can grow up knowing the right food choices to make and things that they can do to adjust for the rest of their lives. So I have this list right here so that you guys can go out and get behind the movement of stopping childhood obesity. This is a list of websites and resources where you can sign up. Today I have shown you the alarming facts about childhood obesity. With education and effort, we can stop this epidemic from ultimately killing our children. You now have the resources that you need to join me in putting an end to childhood obesity, and I hope that when you leave here today, you will help me and go make a difference. Great. Thank you.